America is boring. It's official. I have said it. I am bored out of my mind. And I'm going to tell you why. I have been traveling for the last 2 years. I just got back recently to visit my children for the holidays. They're grown now, but I figure I better dip in because it's been a couple years, right? So I come back to the States and I find that America is not only boring, but bland and just ready to fall apart, literally. And I'm going to go over those 3 reasons, in my humble opinion, why. So buckle up, gonna be a ride. You're probably wondering, especially people that follow me, like, is this a car that you bought? You just got back to the States a month and a half ago. No, this is not my car. This is my daughter's car. She gracefully allowed me to shoot the video in the car. So anyway, I'm carless and very proud of it too, by the way. Why is America boring? Okay, first of all, I don't know what's up and what's been happening, but it seems like the buildings are all painted either brown or an ugly gray. I don't see any color anymore. Like there's no color. It's all absent of color. Like you go to Starbucks or you go to Wendy's and the buildings are all either an ugly brown or an ugly gray color. And not only just the colors that are depressing, but it's also the architecture. Not only just the buildings of the fast food places, but it seems like all the new modern buildings, like apartment complexes or, just downtown in Orlando. That's where I'm at right now in Orlando, Florida. So I'm just speaking of this area. I don't know about the rest of the United States. I can't vouch for it. This is what I'm seeing and why I feel all this is boring. But the buildings themselves are like this. They're just perfectly square. Flat tops, no fantastic architecture. It's just a box that's brown or gray. And then you go inside, like recently, try not to mess up my microphone. You go inside, like, okay, I went into a Wendy's the other day, and there's just no decor. Same thing with Starbucks. You would think Starbucks would have decor, right? I go into these places, and I'm like, there's no pictures on the walls. There's no flags. There's no fake plants. There's nothing. There's not even anything on the tables. Like some of them are just like, you can barely get condiments on the tables. And don't even get me started about where to sit. Like the benches and the tables are all uninviting. Like they're outdated. They're beige. They're old. They're dirty. Oh God, don't even get me started about how dirty these places are. The floors look dirty, like they haven't been kept up or swept, and there's just like marks all over the floor. You go into the bathroom, oh my God, that's a whole nother story in itself. Like you pretty much take your life in your own hands with these bathrooms. I'm just saying, unless you gotta really pee or take a crap, you do not want to use these fast food bathrooms. So that's one thing. And it's like, okay, and with me coming back from traveling through Asia, I went through Eastern Europe, Central, and then exited out of Spain before I came back here. Everything's so spectacular, like in Asia, you go to these big, beautiful Buddhist temples, and you've got the dragons with all the colors. There's statues of dragons, and they're in gold, red, and green, you know, and the details of the dragons are just so beautiful. Hence why it inspired me to get this dragon tattoo. And you go through Europe and you look at the cathedrals, right? And you got these big, beautiful cathedrals with angels in the architecture singing hallelujah. And you got goblins and they're all looking down at you and you're looking at it and you're going, whoa, like this is fantastic, right? Like the architecture in Asia and in Europe, excuse me, interruption, actually inspires you. It actually makes you feel good. Like you feel like you could just conquer the world when you see this architecture. Makes you feel good. It's happy, the colors, the way things look. And then you come back to the States and you're like, ugh. So that's why, in my humble opinion, it's boring. Now, reason number 2, why America is bland. Okay, I'm talking about the food. All right, I ain't gonna lie. Now I remember why I hate American food. I mean, it's like, okay, not only is the food either over-salted or over-greased, but it's overly priced. For instance, for Christmas celebration, me and my family decided to go out to, and I'm going to call them out because I think they deserve to hear this, Texas Roadhouse to get a steak dinner. Why? I chose the restaurant because I have not had an American cooked steak in over 2 years, right? And I didn't have any fully cooked steaks when I was traveling. So I was like, man, I really want a steak. Knowing I'm walking into something that's going to cost me an arm and a leg, I paid $25, I kid you not, for a steak dinner at Texas Roadhouse. It says it comes with 2 sides. Okay, so I pick the Caesar salad, which was fine, and then I picked the macaroni and cheese, thinking I would get maybe some real cheese on my macaroni. Hell no. You know what it came with? Okay, picture this. You walk in to your local Walmart and you buy the cheapest box of macaroni and cheese off the shelf with powdered cheese that you have to put water in and mix. That's what their macaroni and cheese was like. It looked like somebody just boiled a bunch of noodles, threw them in a bowl, whipped up some powdered freaking cheddar, and then just poured it on there, barely with any milk. You picked it up with a spoon like this, and it just dripped on down, and it was so runny and nasty. And I said to my kids, I said, what the hell am I paying that? $25 for this? I mean, yeah, the salad and the steak were decent, but the mac and cheese was terrible. It's like somebody just ran down to the store and just like got a cheap box of mac and cheese and whipped it up. Come on, America, we can do better than that. That's ridiculous. And here's the other thing. The other day I went to Chipotle, right? Haven't been there in 2 years. I was craving some Chipotle. Well, 2 years ago, because they charge extra for guacamole, guys, but 2 years ago, 1 scoop of guacamole to put on top of your order came to $1, okay? Do you want to know how much it costs now? Do you really want to know? I was shocked. I look at the menu because I was thinking, yeah, I could probably just spend an extra $1 for some guac. I haven't had guac in a while, right? They wanted $2.75. $2.75 for a little teeny spoonful of guacamole to plop on top of my meal. I was like, I said to my daughter, what? Are they out of their mind? Like, why would anybody pay $2.75 for a scoop of guacamole? That's not even a teaspoon to put on top of your meal. So that is insane. Okay? Whereas, like I said, everything's oversalted or it's too greasy. It has no flavor other than salt and grease in most of the food out here. And I'm telling you, some of the food actually gave me a migraine. I kid you not. I went to another place in the mall to get some Mediterranean food, thinking that the hummus would be really good, like in the Mediterranean where I came from. Nope. After I ate that meal, I had a migraine headache from too much salt. I could taste the difference. It's amazing when you travel how you can taste the difference in American food versus Asian and European food. And like I can remember being in Thailand, okay? I was in Bangkok. I walked up to a local street vendor woman who made pork noodle soup made to order right on the street. She had all the fresh ingredients laid out. She had an open pit fire going to actually cook your soup, broth, do the noodles. Everything was made from scratch, right on the street. Big, big bowl. Guess how much I paid for that? FedEx truck. That's America over consumerism. I paid $1.50 for that pork noodle soup. And I'm going to tell you what, it was some of the best damn soup I ever had in my life. It was just absolutely incredible. So there you go, $25 for crap, and a half-ass good steak with runny mac and cheese, or $1.50 for really, really good pork noodle soup. It's a no-brainer, man. Total no-brainer. So anyway, last thing I want to make a point about, in my humble opinion, is why America is just falling apart. And this is what I mean about the people. This is the saddest part of it all, what I have observed in the last month and a half. Hardly anybody smiles. You look at somebody and you try to say hello. If you get them to say hello, you barely get them to say hello and smile. Most of the time, people are in their own heads, walking around like zombies. They're not even looking at you and paying attention. And if you do get some attention, it's unwanted. Like, for example, I was just walking through the local Walgreens parking lot the other day to get to Wawa. And I had some guy who was parked in the parking lot literally catcall me. He's going, "Hey, mama! Hey, mama! Hey, yo, hey, mama!" I'm like, I didn't even look at him or entertain that mess. I just kept on walking like I didn't even hear the guy. But I was being like catcalled like I was some kind of freaking pet. Hey, you, hey, mama. I ain't your damn mama. That is rude. I've never had that happen to me anywhere that I've traveled. Nobody catcalled me. No, they don't do that in Asia. They don't do that in Europe. Like, there's more of a sophistication and there's more of a respect for people. I don't see that anymore here. There's no respect. So you either, like I said, you get people who are walking around like zombies in their own heads, not smiling, or you get the unwanted attention from idiots. And then, if you do see somebody happy, they're high. They're high on something. They're either drunk or they're doing drugs. That's the only reason you're going to see somebody happy in America, in my opinion. Other than that, people look anxious. They look depressed. And you can just see it in their eyes. It looks like they've had every drop of their soul and their pocketbook drained. People are just tired. And you know what? Like I said, I've only been here a short time. My pocketbook is getting drained. And by me staying here in the United States, my soul is getting drained. I love my children, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to be honest with you. I've only got 2 weeks left to go, and I can't wait to get the hell out of here. Because I've had enough of America. So drop me a comment, as I know you will. Give me your thoughts about where you live in your hometown in America. Tell me what you think. Or if you're from another country, have you been to America? Have you experienced what I'm telling you? I would like to know your thoughts. And hey, if you want to know where I'm going next, you better subscribe and get on the crazy train. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.